This episode of the Rantcast is brought to you by INDACLOUD. INDACLOUD is your fully legal online cannabis dispensary. That's gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, and now zero sugar THC sodas, which basically taste like someone finally invented a beverage that understands you. It's all hemp THC, DEA certified, lab tested, and shipped discreetly. If you're 21 or older, visit indacloud.co and use code LEWIS, that's LEWIS, for 25% off plus free shipping on orders over $89.
All right. Are you ready, New York? Please put your hands together for the host of the Rant Is Due, Lewis.
I have not worked in a club in, it has been quite a while, and something I'd forgotten. They don't have a bathroom down here. And I'm not trying to, kind of be elitist, but as a performer, you just, a little privacy. And not so much for myself, but for the audience, it kind of takes the mystery out of it. When they turn to each other and go, I didn't know he pees. And then I'm upstairs and now I'm in a line with people, and you don't want to be a prick. Now I'm sending people to go in front of me. And then one guy said, what the fuck, just go in there. I said, because I've not been confronted with this situation, this is the first time ever, he said, go on in there, and I said, there's a woman in there. And I'm just not going to go hopping in. So, it was really an experience that I didn't need to go through. But I do appreciate coming down to the stand. Those who know my work in New York know that I generally like to work in a basement. It's important. There's something about it, something about my childhood. The only thing that's missing is a ping pong table. So let me just say, for starters, to do something like this at a time in which it's like, first off, one of the worst fucking news weeks. We've had every week you go, boy, this is really shitty. And then you wake up and go, how the fuck did it get shittier? And so to have folks kind of gather together, when you'd rather just lie in bed and weep, and to do it during a time frame in which all of the discussion, if it's not about how shitty things are, it's, holy fuck, this is the worst flu season ever. People are just dying everywhere. And then if you get a cold, and then it's not only one flu, there's another flu apparently that's appeared, and the flu itself isn't covered by the flu shot, which is a stupid thing to fucking tell people, because then they don't get the fucking flu shot, because they think, well, I'm not going to get a flu shot because it doesn't cover it. Well, it might keep you out of the hospital. Well, what is it, magic? So for you all to come into what is essentially a confined space, and in which I'm the most protected, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And I thought I'd start, please. because they couldn't get in. This is, where the fuck? It would be, that's just perfect. No, there it is. Look at the amount of shit. I mean, I'm not saying this is shit. It's just a ton of stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through it. But I wanted to just read it as a result of what I've just said. I'd like to read the following. This is from Petra Seyffarth. I'm a 66-year-old woman, and I've believed in science since I was in grade 1. So every fall, I march off to the local pharmacy to get my flu and COVID shots. Sure, this year's flu vaccine doesn't quite match up with the flu virus that's currently going around, but I knew that even if I did come down with the bug, the vaccines would keep me from getting as sick as I would without the shots. Well, I'm just getting over a bout with the flu, and I was really sick for over 2 weeks. Fever, congested nose, and chest, the whole 9 yards. And if I hadn't had the shots, I would most likely have ended up in the hospital, or maybe even the morgue. So please, Louis, encourage your fans to get their damn vaccines. Thank you for listening, and all the best to you and Sammy. And that's just an important message. That's a health message, okay, from someone who's not in the health industry. Just somebody who fucking knows enough common sense to more so than that fucking, the one who claims he's the son of Robert Kennedy. So I just thought it was a nice start and a nice way to go. And Sammy, for those of you who don't know, is a dog. One of the promises I made to myself when I stopped, when I knew I was going to just stop doing tours, long tours, was I was going to get a dog. And part of the reason was I was getting a dog because all of that bullshit, and it is bullshit. Oh, boy, you got a dog, you're going to really, the dog gets you out for a walk. The dog gets you moving all the time. The dog's really fucking great for you physically. Well, no, okay? It's fucking 10 below at the wind chill, and that little cocksucker's got his shit. Fuck you. Fuck him. Are you kidding me? That wasn't in the book. Oh, we're going to go down and wander around the city. It'll turn the way you look at it around. No! All you do is you notice that your dog, your fucking bag in the shit, there are hundreds of people, hundreds, who don't even bother to bend over to try. There's just shit everywhere. And then I got the dog, and now I got people looking at me going, oh, yeah, that's the fucker with the shit dog. And he's cute. I got the dog because he was cute. I saw a picture of him. I said, fuck, that's the cutest dog I've ever seen. That's another fucking mistake. I don't really want to wander around talking to people about how cute the fucking dog is. God damn it. He needs to shit. I need to get home. What the fuck? What are you wearing? They're wearing a t-shirt and fucking nipple rings, and it's 10 degrees out. I'm in a parka. I look like Frosty the fucking Snowman. And you just go, shut up. Just fucking shut up. Yeah, he's cute. God damn it. I used to be the guy who yells a lot. Oh, there's Louis. He's that guy who yells a lot. They didn't even know my name. I was just yells a lot. Now it's, oh, there's that guy who walks his dog a lot. Oh, fuck. There was a punchline there at the end, and it totally missed. And that was the one joke I had prepared. We started this Rantcast in when I started doing the Rant Is Due, it was 2014 to 15. And the idea was, initially, I wanted a way in which the audience could ask questions. And it quickly evolved out of that because it became, people started, Ben had figured out a way in which people could write in, and I could be there with an iPad and read it. And it was really kind of a phenomenal exchange that began. And it started moving toward being something about really people writing rants, because people were sitting in the audience and saying, there's a fuck in front of me who's wearing a hat and he's a bald-headed piece of shit. I'm going, wow. These people, I know I'm angry, but I'm not that fucking angry. So we tried to direct it toward other things other than those around them. And the idea was really to get folks to write about what was bothering them. Because one of the things that was bothering me was the fact that people were really dismissing. You've got politicians go, I met this couple and yada, yada, and yada, yada. And, and I thought, you're telling me, now it's third or fourth hand what the politician's telling you. What I was looking for was first-hand information from people who were going through shit that I wasn't experiencing. Just the sense of working in an office. Just what is that like? What is it that upsets you? And the initial, within a year, even less, we had a kid who was a Morman and was going to be a Mormon.
That's not the joke, is it?
And, what?
He laughed at Mormon.
Good. Well, that's fine. That's what it's about. That's how come I didn't do tonight have people send in their rants. It's people like you. I'll tell you what I think of those fucking Mormons, Louis. God damn it, they took my parents' land. So, that's funny, though, that you're laughing at Mormons. God damn. That's how come I've done so well as a comic. I get an audience of people laughing at fucking anything. So he was 18 years old at the time, and he just resigned from the Mormon Church and wrote a long piece about it. And he resigned because when he was supposed to enter the Mormon Church, which he thought he'd done when he was 8, they kind of like you're baptized or whatever the fuck, they get you your long underwear shit, whatever the fuck, magic underwear. And for those of you who don't know that, there really is they have magic underwear. And it's not like a magic carpet. It doesn't make it your people, I put look at how big it is now. No. So he basically, they were getting ready to, he'd never imagined leaving it. And his birthday was on November 4th, the day before they came out with their new policy on the membership status of children of married same-sex couples, which I won't even get into because, I'm not even going to go there because I want to have to live to finish this rant and actually see my resignation process. So he literally left the church at this point. And that's when I knew we were on to something. And it became, and it is the only thing, and I thought we're really on to something. People will send in these kind of things, and he's the only one. Then I started getting people going, I opened up a jar of fucking peanut butter, and this is true, he said, and it was supposed to be fucking smooth, and it was crunchy. And then he went on for 2 pages about why crunchy peanut butter's a piece of shit. And I thought, why isn't that viral? Okay? Why is that not fucking important? God damn it, that somebody could be that angry about fucking peanut butter. I thought that's just as important as this kid. This is certainly a problem, but what's the other problem? I got somebody he's a moment away from shooting people over peanut butter. You don't write 2 pages. I mean, I'm an angry person, but God damn it. Maybe just God, you open it up, you go, I got fucked. That's what you do. So since then, that was the only one. People magazine picked it up for the kid. It was great, and it really was. But nobody since has given a shit. And I'm going to just kind of start launching into this. This is a weird time. I mean, this is weird. I just think I'd like to save some time at the end where we can have a discussion about what each of us is going to do with our Venezuelan oil money. I couldn't be more excited. I mean, God damn it. That's phenomenal that you're going to be getting not only Social Security at some point, but a check from Venezuela. And then, God damn, and then the land we've got, Greenland. How the fuck? Okay? Everyone in this room went to school. You saw the map of the world. You saw Greenland. Nobody ever said, hey, fuck, let's go to Greenland. No one. No one. Ever. Said, son of a bitch, let's get to Greenland. And then you go after Denmark. Holy fuck. And then Sweden. These people, look, as far as I know, the Swedish and the Danish were the first time that I saw nude women. Okay? When I was like 14, 15, they weren't taking it, but we were able to, we had access. Now you're screaming at them? Son of a bitch. And the Swedes are sending troops to Greenland. It defies human imagination. Okay? It's one thing. I've been saying for a long time that it is difficult and it's become harder and harder for me to satirize what is already satiric. I don't know how it's done. And for those of you who are, but how do you, we've gone beyond it. How do you satirize what's psychotic? How do you satirize what is essentially a group of people who have redefined the words mental illness? And I don't know. The only ones, if you've not watched, I would expect most of you have, but if you've not watched South Park this past season, then turn it on, because it's life-changing. I mean, it is. Because it's the only. I mean, I appreciate what we do on the Daily Show, but it's like Nerf balls. These guys are like, holy fuck. They've gone to another place. It's well worth your time, your energy, and your focus. It's the first cartoon in a long time I go back and watch it again. I go, son of a bitch, they did that? Son of a bitch, they did that? Son of a bitch, they did that? I mean, son of a bitch. So I'm going to start this because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all of it, and there really is some great stuff. This comes from Barb Forrest. I used to turn channels whenever you came on right off. And told my friends what a miserable person you were. Times have changed. And now I am as miserable as you are. This current state of affairs has changed me to no end. And how I feel, and now I feel like you. Best regards. And then she goes on, I was at Folsom twice to see the Dead and Company and a few times to see the Grateful Dead. I may have passed right by you, but you were probably in the VIP section, which is out of my price range. No, I wasn't. I was not in the VIP section. I could barely afford to go to that show. And she says, bring my show to Wheeler in Aspen. I've been there, and I don't know if I'll be back, but if I do, I ain't coming in the winter, fucker. But I love the fact that I actually gained a fan because of how shitty things are. I've been waiting for somebody to write about this because this is what I've felt for a long time. And not just because I'm a Jew. Tom McGuire. I know the Christmas season is over, but my balls are twisted in a Windsor knot. So this has been building for decades, and I can't hold it in anymore. When will somebody please either make a version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas that doesn't make me consider jumping off a bridge? Or ban the damn thing altogether. That one song is responsible for more suicide hotline calls than any of the other bullshit reasons combined. Oh, I lost my job. Fuck you. I had to hear 42 verses of Have Yourself a Fucking It All Shittin' Christmas. Is there a single fucking human who doesn't feel like the world is shoving mistletoe down their throats and telling them to shut the fuck up and like it if you crying pussy while listening to this morbid dirge of a Christmas song? Alternatively, we could turn it into a sport. Every time it's played on the radio, some DJ gets smacked around. That at least might cheer us the fuck up. When it's played in bars, longshoremen cry like children. Nobody needs to see that. Somebody do something about this wretched salute to misery, please. Two nights ago, before I had to do the show, I woke up Tuesday morning at about 6 o'clock. I've finally gotten Sammy to the point that he sleeps later. So now I'm up, and so I'm fucked, because now he knows I'm up, and he's eyeing me like, get out of bed, you fucking lazy prick. And so, but at that point, literally, because I'd read that earlier in the day, in my head, and I know you've all experienced this with one song or another, I had Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas on a goddamn tape loop on a Tuesday morning, this past Tuesday fucking morning. This is from Walter Wobley Vickers. Where do they come up with this? My darling wife wanted to watch a football game back in December, so I took out a free trial subscription to YouTube TV. Time went by, and like an idiot, I forgot to cancel it. So I got hit with the $80 monthly fucking renewal fee. As soon as I saw that charge on my card, I went online to cancel it. I logged in and spent upwards of half an hour navigating insane, deliberately difficult menus before finally getting to a button labeled Cancel Now. Thanking Providence for small favors, I hit that damn button, but I got an incongruous response that left me wondering whether it worked or not. So I decided to start over and cancel again, just in case I screwed it up. Having been through the gauntlet already, it went a little faster the second time around. And in less than 2 minutes, I was back to the Cancel Now button. I stared at it hard, read it 3 times. Really now, in this world of certainty, could anything be much more clearer than Cancel Now? So carefully, making no mistake, I clicked that button and presented with a screen that said, "Welcome back. Your subscription will restart immediately." From Dave Andrews. Hey, Lewis, as a longtime Canadian fan, I have one small question to ask. What the fuck is going on down there? Jumping Jesus Christ. The United States has been the vacation capital of the world for us Canadians for as long as I've been around. If any of us were lucky enough to retire, we couldn't wait to become a fucking snowbird and fly south for the winter months. Because who the fuck wants to spend winter in the frozen tundra? But now, you know it's gone batshit crazy when those old retired fuckers from Canada are selling their places in Florida and staying here with your nuts wrapped in insulation just to survive the 4 months from hell. This shit has to stop because you're never going to see a fucking Disneyland built up here. So hopefully things can get back to some type of normal sooner than later, because if the U.S. decides to invade Canada, they're fucked, because all our signs up here are in French. This one is kind of astonishing because I didn't know this. Because every time I think things have gone really off the rails, I stumble onto something else that you go, holy fuck. This is from Shannon Simmons. She sent a few things in, and this is really, so it's the first time I've had a chance to read one. And I know her because she literally, but you'll see it, everything is in capital letters. So essentially, she wants me to scream through this, and Shannon, I apologize, I'm not. It loses a certain amount of its impact. And then I'll tell you what the sentence is that she's written that's not in capital letters. Only one. What the actual fuck? Why does our government, the officials we elected, running away from the idiot in chief like scared children, and stand up to him? Isn't this their fucking job? Does no one understand the system of checks and balances? Obviously, they do not. This is not in capital letters. I learned this shit in my 9th grade civics class. Wake up, America. You've let a madman turn this country into a joke. Almost every word out of his huge, fucking, ugly face is a bullshit lie. How dare you, the ignorant, unlearned masses, defend his bullshit? I'm a proud Native American woman, and I am disgusted by the unchecked actions that are completely, obviously illegal. Detaining people from tribal lands is an atrocity, and I'm fairly certain most people have no idea that 4 members of the tribe in the South Dakota reservation have been arrested and detained in an ICE facility in fucking Florida. I'm gonna lie down. I didn't know that. Anybody? You did? Wow. Where do you find news like that? I got to get it in an email written in capital letters. Wow. The tribal council has filed a lawsuit for this violation of tribal laws. Fuck you. Leave my people alone, asshole. Of course the idiot responded with the offer that he will not release any Native American citizens until they allow the federal government to establish ICE detention centers on tribal land as he was told more than 2 months ago. Why aren't people furious about this shit? Are you so stupid that you believe that it is okay for President Dump to hold Native Americans hostage until they allow him to break the treaty that was established before most of us were even born? It is treason, and he should be tried by the tribal council and hung on the front lawn of the White House. Fuck you, fucking motherfucking stupid piece of shit, entitled moronic fucktards. Quit being a bunch of witless cowards and put a stop to this insanity. Try thinking for yourselves for a minute and stop eating shit and smiling about it. And then it's fuck, which is the way I write it. It's 25 U's and 12 C's and 8 K's. That's why I do it, is for those moments when I read that, and then I had to read it again because I was going, where the fuck? How do you miss that? You know? This is from Nicole Russo. Hi, Mr. Black. I've been so infuriated for so long. The state of affairs are continuously becoming more and more dismal. Shit, balls, tits, motherfucker, and pits. Thank you for being an outlet for me to commiserate with. I just cannot talk about the constant downward spiral with my loved ones, co-workers, or other decent human beings I have in my life constantly. They are trudging through the same hell as I am, and we have to find surface conversations that are not so heavy most of the time, or else we will just hug and cry and become a puddle of woe. But thank you for this outlet. Fuck the political proponents of poverty, violence, and division. Fuck the rulers of our country who line their pockets with cash and dare not allow compassion for their constituents or communities that touch their hearts. They are black, cold, ugly hearts. Luckily, my heart is big and full, even in these wacko fucking insane times. She wrote some nice stuff about me. I won't go into it. Much appreciation, Nicole. Thank you, Nicole. It is true, though, that people just sit around and have these kind of conversations that are horrible. I mean, just horrible. You know, when's it going to happen? And even though now, I mean, you go through this. We've reached a turning point. I believe that. Yeah, we have. Not never. See, they've driven you to the abyss. Yeah, it's turned. It's turned because you don't go in. It's Minneapolis. It's fucking Minnesota. It's not like they went into the wrong neighborhood. Do you understand that? Do you understand how huge that is? These are not a bunch of crazy people. These are white suburbanites wandering out going, get off my fucking lawn. That's what it is. It's unbelievable. And it has made a difference. People are freaking out. And then he says he's going to go into Greenland. I can guarantee you, everybody, 80% of the United States went back and looked at their map and went, oh, fuck, look at that. How come we've never talked about that before? This is from Stephen Luciano. In case you weren't aware, various social media sources claim an interstellar object, a spaceship, a meteor, or whatever they decide to call it, is heading our way and may wipe us the fuck out sometime this year. Had you heard of that? Yeah, of course. I don't know what your news source is, but it's spectacular. I've read people of genuine concern this could actually happen. My response to this potential threat is, hurry the fuck up already! Every night I go to bed and think, what news am I going to wake up to tomorrow? I'm at the point where not a day goes by I don't wish this comet screaming towards Earth would fucking get here already to bring me sweet relief. Fuck Trump, fuck Vance, and fuck people that put eyelashes on their vehicle's headlights. This episode of the Rantcast is brought to you by INDACLOUD. If your 2026 resolution is to stress less, then here's a pro tip. Step 1 is stopping whatever made you stressed in the first place. INDACLOUD can help. INDACLOUD is your fully legal online cannabis dispensary. That's gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, and now zero sugar THC sodas, which basically taste like someone finally invented a beverage that understands you. It's all hemp THC, DEA certified, lab tested, and shipped discreetly, which is great because nobody wants their neighbors knowing their business. Many of us spend the beginning of a new year with resolutions. Dry January, meal prep, more exercise, and in a week's time, we're stress eating at 11 p.m. and skipping the gym. INDACLOUD won't judge, and neither will I, because I gave up on New Year's resolutions years ago. Years and years ago. Why? It's useless. It's fruitless. It's madness. Okay, yeah, you know what I'm going to do after I've been partying the whole month of December is to try to calm things down and no. All right? Please, stop it. And you'll feel better. And you're not going to worry about the fact that you're a failure. All right? INDACLOUD has sleep gummies for nights when your brain literally won't check out. THC sodas for days when everyone else is doing the most. And $70 ounces, which is probably cheaper than your weekly coffee habit. This is how adults relax without making tomorrow more awkward than it needs to be. If you're 21 or older, visit INDACLOUD.co and use code LEWIS, that's LEWIS, for 25% off plus free shipping on orders over $89. That's INDACLOUD.co, code LEWIS, for 25% off free shipping, by the way, for orders that are $89 or more, and absolutely zero hangover regrets. Enjoy responsibly, and shout out to INDACLOUD for sponsoring this episode. This is from Tracy Burmeister. There are a lot of people who are concerned about a lot of things. Tracy has chosen a different thing. I have to say I despise automatic drip coffee makers. That's where you've gone too far, my friend. You are worried about the end of time, and that son of a bitch is in his kitchen going, what a piece of shit I bought. And he's bought something that I don't think anybody's bought since 1977. God, the fucking coffee carafe. He's so right, though. I have to despise automatic drip coffee makers for your home. The fucking coffee carafe pours all over, no matter what you do. Pouring water in. It's all over the counter. Pouring coffee into a cup all over the counter. We send people to space, but damn engineers cannot design a simple fucking coffee pot you can pour out of without a roll of paper towels being used. Come on. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for reminding us. Thanks for reminding us what's important. I have not seen the words automatic drip coffee maker in a sentence. God damn, that's phenomenal. You'd almost still have to have a Sears catalog. This is Karen Robson. Hello from Toronto. I was talking to a bud tender in one of our various weed stores. That's what they call them, bud tenders. People walking around with holding up little tiny buds. And when in comes a man who walks up to said bud tender, and says, "Do you take USD?" She didn't know what he meant, and he just kept saying USD. And I said, "American money." And she said, "Oh no, sorry, we don't." And he turned on his heel and huffed out the door, shouting to whoever was waiting for him, "They don't even take USD." What in the actual fuck, you douche nozzle? You know that booklet you had to produce at the border that states you were from one country and that you were ostensibly entering another? We have different money and different shit here. Most notably, legalized weed fucking everywhere. So maybe you may have noticed you entered a different goddamn country. Fuck your micro-imperialist bullshit numbnut. I don't know if you've noticed, but your orange fucking dipshit Nazi asshole leader has been antagonizing us for the better part of the year. And we really aren't interested in your ignorance being imported into our slightly less toxic country. I love the Canadians. If I could just perform there, I'd be the fuck out of here. No, they really are. It's really fun to perform up there because they don't bring anything to the table. There's no politics brought to the table. No matter what side you're on here or anywhere playing where I play around the country, there are sides. You go to Canada, they have been watching us so long, They already know what the joke is. I don't need to give them a setup. They get it. I don't have to worry about saying, well, you know, can we all laugh now? Oh, yeah. This is from Trevor Kittelson. Hey, Father Time, fuck you. I loved my body, and my body loved me until I turned 50. Before 50, I could skip a meal or two and lose 5 pounds. Now it takes a 36-hour fast and 7 miles on the treadmill to lose 1 motherfucking pound. And why has it become such an agonizing chore to get out of bed and get to the bathroom? I worry about blowing out a patellar tendon every fucking morning because of all the snap, crackle, and pops I hear. Don't even get me started on taking a shit when I actually get to the bathroom. If I don't get enough water and fiber the day before, I worry I will either form a massive hernia in my abdomen or I'll shit out one of my kidneys. What the actual fuck? Sex has become more of a chore than an adventure. Not because I don't want sex, it's because I'm married to a woman my own age. She's dealing with menopause, vaginal dryness, and fighting the urge to shoot me in the face because I left the fucking cupboard door open. If she happens to be in the mood, I better hope I did not forget to take my ED medication. If I did, I'll have to deal with the "don't you find me sexy anymore" conversation for the 50th goddamn time. Apparently playing any kind of sport that requires moving my body is completely out of the question. I was out in the yard with my kid last year. I kicked a football to him. I tore my quadricep. Not running, not jumping, kicking a fucking ball. So yeah, Father Time, eat shit. This is from Joe Cagliostro. And this I'm reading in part because I really enjoyed it, but also because my friend Mark is here tonight, and he's the only one I know who actually goes to Home Depot. So I'm reading this for him, and then I'll ask him later if it's true or not. When I go into a Home Depot, it's because I need some piece of hardware or lump coal and wood for my smoker. I know exactly what I'm getting because, as God knows, you are not getting any knowledgeable assistance in a Home Depot. When the people in the orange aprons see me looking at them, they run faster than Usain Bolt away from me. Usually I get what I want and head for the self-checkout because I don't like having to interact with an orange apron who will just piss me off by asking me if I found everything. If I didn't, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Call for one of the other orange aprons that have all vanished because there were actual customers in the store? Then the cashier asks if you would like to donate to whatever fucking charity they are supporting that month. Then when you say no, they ask you do you wish to round up your purchase to support another charity? No, I just told you I'm not making a donation. Would you like to round my purchase down to help me out? At self-checkout, I start scanning the barcodes of my products and bagging my stuff when an orange apron appears right next to me asking if they can help me with checking out. No, thank you. That is why I'm in the self-checkout lane. Then they insist on interacting with me when I'm in the self-checkout because I don't want to talk to anyone. As I leave the store, the orange apron from self-checkout says thank you for shopping at the Home Depot. And I say thank you for pissing me off today. And they are surprised by this and call me an asshole. Am I the asshole? Or is it Arthur Blank for creating the orange apron horror? Is that true, Mark?
It's true.
Is it? Wow. I've never been in there. I wouldn't even know what to ask for. I just say I'm going to leave some money for a charity. This is from Donna Jay. This one's pretty rough. I submitted a rant earlier today, but I had the initial name reported, not the name that the dead woman preferred to use. I've corrected this and am resubmitting below. So that's the level we're at in terms. But I mean that she would do that. I mean that she would really say, I've made a mistake, and have the, you got a group of people who go, she's, yelling and screaming about her personally. This woman basically takes the time to make sure she got this woman's name right. It's beyond belief. It's all left up to us. So it's January 7th, 2026, one day after the 5-year anniversary of the assault on the U.S. Capitol. Today, Renee Nicole Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis, Minnesota. She was shot in the head and killed. Within minutes of her death, these things happened. Donald Trump issued a 100% false narrative about what happened, claiming the agents were at risk of being killed by a woman who was trying to drive away rather than being pulled out of her car by armed agents. He again suggested that people who do not agree with his government's actions are the enemy. That is, he claimed U.S. citizens are the enemy. Kristi Noem claimed her agents were in danger and had every right to shoot Renee Good. Bots online started pushing the narrative that the shooting was righteous, that Renee deserved to die. The language, lost her life, was spread throughout the media. Renee Nicole Good did not lose her life. She didn't leave it in the shopping cart when loading her groceries into the car. She didn't drop it on the sidewalk when putting on her gloves. Renee Good was shot and killed by a poorly trained, fear-filled armed government agents who were led by incompetent criminals who chose to believe that anyone who does not look like them or believe exactly what they believe is evil and does not deserve to live. Honking your horn and driving slowly is not domestic terrorism. It is protest. Attacking the U.S. Capitol Police and attempting to physically harm or kill members of Congress is domestic terrorism. Renee was killed. The January 6 protesters were pardoned. Our government is dangerously broken, and we and our communities are all potential victims. Kind of an upbeat evening. Gee, let's go see that Louis Black. He's a really funny comic. And we'll have the opportunity to hear some things that that's why we left the house, asshole. I got two more in a row that kind of describe the situation we're in on a different level. This is from Sandy Glass. You know what's worse than a large man screaming at your daughter in the grocery store, calling her retarded? It's not the fact that he's spitting and flailing his arms as he mocks her excitement, or the fact that this happens all the fucking time now. It's the bystanders, the onlookers, the fucking gawkers, and the people pretending not to hear this show he's putting on. Their silent complicity speaks fucking volumes. Their mute inaction lets it be known that they want disabled kids gone, just like they want immigrants and trans people gone. Did any of these fuckers ever read a book about World War II? I guess there are none as blind as those who refuse to see. Guess it's time to find a Canadian who will let us hide in their shed, because this country is not safe for my child anymore. So thanks to all the onlookers. Don't ever let people tell you that you stood by and did nothing. You did something all right, and I hope you're fucking proud of yourself. That's why I do this, and it is disturbing. But you actually hear somebody express it. And I've done 10, 12 years. We did 500 shows. I've done 250 in my home studio, which I look like a psychotic. I do. Even I know it's psychotic. And then I started reading I should have a better background. Go fuck yourself. Lucky I got any background. Well, you could put up something. What the fuck? Now I'm going to look through 30 pictures? Here, why don't I have a picture of the Rockies? That's really goddamn believable. Son of a bitch. But that's why I do it. So I've done 750 of these. I have rarely had the two that I'm reading now. Rarely are those who we now call mentally challenged, or are they rarely? I've never gotten anything. I've never gotten anything like that. And I think it's important to read it, and I think it's important to hear it. You know. This is from Stephanie T. I am so annoyed at how much things cost for disabled people. I'm trying to get my son an adaptive bike, and I need someone to explain to me why it costs $5,000 fucking dollars, huh? To let my son safely ride a bike? And don't get me started on how much it is for anything in the disabled community. You need a wheelchair, that'll be 15 grand. And insurance stuff doesn't cover all of that. So you got to set up a GoFundMe page or be begging for money, which I'm sadly having to do to get the bike, even though my family brings in a pretty good income. I'm just exhausted and tired of constantly advocating for my kids and my family. The one who at the Ford plant who basically gave shit to Trump, and then Trump gave him the finger. They started and then he was let go of his job, but then or he's suspended for a while. They started a GoFundMe page, $800,000. This is from Ben Rocke, or Rocke. Is that you?
Yes.
Or did you just... And how do you pronounce it, Rocky or Rock?
It's Rocke.
Very good.
Well,
It's your name, you should know.
it's item 12 on my things I blame my mother.
This, I enjoyed this and thought it was a perfect follow-up. In navigating the world of interpersonal relationships, can you still consider yourself a good person if you say you like people, but only if they don't speak? I will be at your live show in New York City next week, and I can't wait. I'm reading this. This is from Eric Penzer. I'm reading it because he's outside of yours. He's the only one who actually was coming to see the show and wrote a rant. And so I didn't care if I liked the rant or not. He says, like Larry David, another person I admire, you're not afraid to say what's on your mind. Political correctness be damned. I have two pet peeves. I'd like to share the first. It is about backing into a parking space. For what? Why are they doing that? To show he's a perfect parker? Huh? A great parker? Just pull into your parking space like you're supposed to and then back out of it. You're not impressing anyone. We're all just pissed that we're sitting there waiting while you back into your parking space. But that was just a warm-up for my next peeve. Who the fuck, what are you, it's like, this isn't pitching. I'm gonna warm up now. Okay, my biggest pet peeve, and I love this, the thing that drives me out of my head, and that, my friend, is flavored coffee. Woo, woo, woo. I gotta say, that is, no one in the history of the rants has ever said that goddamn fucking flavor. If you want to drink coffee, it should be because you like the flavor of coffee. There's no need to add vanilla. I love this. French vanilla, hazelnut, pumpkin, spice, mocha, etc. If you want a coffee, drink coffee. I don't want to smell your perfume bullshit coffee. Thank you. This is Shaun Norton. Shaun here from Ontario, Canada. I'm reading this because we always think that shit in Canada works. So I live in the city of Guelph. I'm 45 years old, fairly up to date on tech. I have a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Yay! I am on one of the top cell phone carriers in Canada, Bell Canada. I mean, they created the fucking infrastructure. Not 900 meters away, there's a tower. I'm not a telecommunications guy, but when I look at this, fuck, it has like 75 repeater boxes, 12 extra antennas, fucking NASA shit. Meanwhile, I'm in my garage, and 60% of the time, my phone is in emergency call only mode. What the fuck? Do I have to buy a Motorola brick and call a Sherpa for some fucking service? Jesus Christ. Fortunately, there's not many people I want to talk to. Cheers, man. I think this is really pretty remarkable. This is from Mr. Yarbles. I get some from Mr. Yarbles, and then I get some from Mrs. Yarbles. and it's not their name. It's really great. I was wondering if another country came in and plucked our president out of the White House and took him back to their country, would we try to get him back? Obviously, this would take some contemplation. We don't want to just send a bunch of military forces in and chance the well-being of our leader. I'm sure the vice president will take as much time necessary to assess the situation. Fools rush in, as they say. Jerome Garcia. For 40 years, New Yorkers have been telling people Donald Trump doesn't pay his contractors. We've got centuries of evidence if you stack all the lawsuits end to end. The man stiffed a toilet partition installer. Fucking toilet partitions. The guy won a $200,000 contract, and after years of bankruptcy court, got only $70,000 back. Talk about a shit deal. But no, nobody listens. So now, all of these assholes sign up to be ICE officers because they heard $50,000 bonus. Their eyes light up like it's Christmas morning. They're thinking, I'm going to pay off my student loans. I'm going to buy a jet ski. I'm going to get that Mexican dream. And what do they get? $10,000 a year for 5 years. That's not a bonus. That's a layaway plan. I've seen better terms at Rent-A-Center. But wait, it gets better. You know what they do? They tax it at 22%. And then they take out Social Security, so your $10,000 suddenly becomes what? $7,000? Maybe $60 a week after everything's said and done. Kids make more than that with a lemonade stand. But here, Louis, is the sweet spot for all of us that have been warning them that they can't trust their orange liege. You have to work for 5 years with a perfect record. No bad performance reviews or you're done. And if you leave early before the 5 years are up, you have to pay back everything. The bonus, the overtime, probably your kidney at this point. We told you. We've been screaming at it from the rooftops. He doesn't pay people. It's his thing. It's like his signature move. Fucking brags about it. But sure, this time it'll be different. This time the guy who bankrupted a casino, a business where people literally walk in and hand you money, will totally follow through on his promise to look after them. Shit, he will be gone one way or another in 5 years, and let's face it, that orange isn't looking so healthy anymore, and their contract will still be valid. Welcome to the party, dumbasses. We saved you a seat right next to the contractors, the casino workers, and the toilet partition guy. Thanks for the chance to write in, Louis. It was very nice, Jerome. Thank you. Louis, I'm a pastor, so don't use my name. You are, however, welcome to embellish my description with your unique embellishments. You know what I absolutely cannot stand? I can't believe this guy is a minister. It's spectacular. What I can't stand, social media every January 1st, particularly young people. Every year it's the same thing. Some young person figured out how to do something basic, like balance a checkbook or change the oil. And now they feel like they have some unique insight into the universe. I don't care what word you've chosen for the year ahead. I don't need to know all the world-changing crap we all know about and you just discovered for the first time. Good for you. These freaking, I love the fact he doesn't say fucking. These freaking cell phones make people think they need to tell the world every time they've had a thought or take a crap. Screw that. Before this unfettered access to the pit of hell chained all of us, we would wish the people closest to us a happy new year. And if we were making changes or resolutions, that was no one's business but ours. Now we have to tell every fucking buddy, and we need to convince them that we are a person of depth and wisdom. Are you fucking kidding me? Wait until these 20-somethings figure out that they don't know a damn thing and that the rest of us aren't worried about the whole freaking year. We're just trying to get through the day. And then there is the picture. There's always a picture. Like the rest of us don't know that you spent 30 minutes taking 50 pictures just to get the right one. Give me a break. Happy New Year, Louis. This is from Laura Briggs, and I wish we actually had leaders who could talk like this. What amazes me about some of what I've read tonight is it just comes from folks who are sitting around in a room going, this is insane. Let me start slow, because Americans have been trained to distrust anything that sounds like it might be thinking. 30 years. There are communities in this country that have been living under the toxic boil advisories for 30 years. It's not an emergency. It's not a paperwork delay. It's not a funding hiccup. That's a lifestyle imposed on people who didn't choose it. 30 years means babies were born, went to school, graduated, had kids of their own. And the water was still poison the entire time. And every single one of those mornings, someone in power woke up, turned on a tap, brushed their teeth with clean water, looked in the mirror and said, not today. And don't you dare tell me there isn't money. We live in a country where billions of dollars move faster than morality. There's always money for wars, bailouts, stock buybacks, and lawyers whose only job is explaining why consequences are unconstitutional. But clean water? Oh, that's complicated. No, it isn't. You know what's complicated? Explaining to a parent why their kid can't drink from the tap in the richest nation on earth while some billionaire boys buys his third yacht named Freedom. And then we have the audacity to talk about public safety. Public safety? We can't even keep serial predators off the streets. Reports ignored, warnings buried, evidence minimized, people released on bail again and again and again until the next victim becomes unfortunate timing. And after that, a press conference. Everyone looks shocked, like the system didn't just do exactly what it was designed to do. And don't pretend this is rare. This country has a long, proud tradition of asking victims to be patient while predators hire better lawyers. And when the predator has money, then justice suddenly needs more time, more review, more discretion, and fewer memories. Because in America, if you're poor, the law moves fast. If you're rich, justice needs a calendar. And let's talk about billionaires who knew things. Not rumors, not gossip, not in hindsight, knew. Epstein didn't fall out of the sky. People whispered, people joked, people warned. Nobody moved. Because when money enters the room, morality suddenly needs more documentation. That's not a glitch. That's a feature. And while all this is happening, we argue about guns. We scream about culture. We scream about symbols. We scream at each other. Meanwhile, the real problem glides through the borders, ports, shell companies, and offshore accounts. Crime doesn't sneak anymore. Crime has investors. And somehow, every solution lands on people who already follow the rules, because it's easier to yell at citizens than confront organized money with organized violence. And then we get lectured by people who live behind gates with convoys, with armed guards. They can't go to a bar, they can't walk down the street, they can't sit in a movie theater without security. So congratulations, you won capitalism. You won capitalism so hard, you lost being human. And here's the part that really fries my brain. They don't even get to enjoy their money. They live in fear. Fear of crowds, fear of backlash, fear of consequences. They build bunkers, they buy islands, and they talk about stability while funding everything that makes stability impossible. And then they tell us, calm down. Calm down? People are boiling water. People are burying kids. People are watching predators walk free because the paperwork was filed late and the lawyer was expensive. But yeah, tell us to relax and don't lecture me about history. The Nobel Peace Prize was founded with dynamite money. The tradition of destroy first, apologize with a foundation later is basically capitalism's original story. Create damage, buy redemption, rename the building. And now billionaires cosplay 1920 robber barons, sipping drinks in presidential mansions, talking about peace while funding chaos. They want more money, more control, more insulation from the consequences. But here's the truth with money. Here's the truth nobody with money wants to hear. Normal Americans don't want power. We want clean water, streets without predators cycling through bail, a justice system that doesn't confuse money with innocence, and a country where your kid doesn't need bottled water to survive kindergarten. That's it. Not socialism, not utopia, not a revolution with merch, just basically dignity without a GoFundMe. So if your wealth requires poison cities, delayed justice, private security, and a population too exhausted to fight back, don't call yourself a leader. Don't call yourself a patriot. Don't call yourself a philanthropist. Call yourself what you are. A very expensive reason this country doesn't feel safe anymore. And here's the final truth, the one nobody wants to say out loud. If your success requires a world you're terrified to live in, you didn't win. You just bought a front row seat to the consequences. So enjoy the bunker, enjoy the gate, enjoy the silence you paid for. Because the rest of us, we just want a country we can walk through without permission. And if that scares you, you're the problem.
Yeah!
I have one more, and then you can go back to streaming. Or screaming, depending on what channel you're watching. I just thought this one was a nice touch after that one. The hardest thing is putting this all together in something that makes some sort of a sense and is entertaining. It's a lot easier to do it here than in my fucking house, because then I hold you personally responsible. It would have been really great, but I don't know where those fuckers came from. This is Barry Yates. Louis, my rant is about something so personal, I'll attempt to temper my rage so as to not offend the mild-mannered folks in your audience. Oh, Barry, you wish. My problem is the virtually impossible task of attempting a bowel movement in an airplane bathroom. Holy fuck! I've flown many times in my life, and the fear of this event literally haunts my very existence. I know airlines are forever maximizing profits, but seriously, I mean, how in the living fuck do they expect you to accomplish such a thing with at least the slightest amount of dignity? At my age, consuming a pound of cheese or slapping on a pair of Depends are not pleasant options. On my last 6-hour flight, I simply couldn't hold out, so I took that fucking journey. If there's not a damn food cart in the way, there's almost always a ridiculous fucking line. 2 bathrooms for 180 people sounds like a brilliant fucking idea, guys. Yes, I may have waited too long, but I did manage to make it, prepare myself, and take my seat, only to hear, folks, this is your captain speaking, we ask that you please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts because we'll be hitting some turbulence soon. Sweet Jesus, give me a fucking break. As I'm sure you're well aware, there are no goddamn seatbelts in the bathroom. My mind immediately switched to those horrifying videos of people bouncing off the ceilings in airplanes, oftentimes being knocked unconscious. To think I may go fucking viral for ending up out in the cold on the cabin floor with my nether regions blurred. Take me now, God. He must have heard my prayers, for nothing came to pass, and I was prepared to finish up my visit. I enjoyed the Hawaiian lilac hand soap made in fucking Baltimore, Maryland. I mean, really, are you shitting me? Followed by that hideous sucking sound we've all come to love. That's it. I've come to the fucking end. And so have I. I want to thank everybody who wrote one of the rants tonight. I really want to thank you for being guinea pigs to this experiment, because I didn't know how it would go. And, well, thank you. That's kind. Next time I'm gonna have some of my friends who come in and read some, and I'm just gonna sit out in the audience. It's a lot easier that way. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to come down tonight. We'll see you down the road.